Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. Now, there's a lot of us that sometimes often wonder, what can I do to help me manifest my specific person faster, to get love into my life faster, to get somehow to increase this thing that requires another individual to play a part. I was talking to someone recently, and they were talking about, in their minds, one of the big differences or challenges between manifesting a job or manifesting money or certain physical opportunities in the world versus manifesting something specific with another person. Relationships obviously fall into that. Maybe there's a specific person that you foresee that it's the key master to the door that you need to get through. A lot of us wonder, that's a lot harder. Right? I've got to impact a person. I've got to affect somebody. When I try to just make things happen in the universe, it's vastly easier. Now, the reality of it is, we're still influencing people either way. This one over here, right? That side, you're not really worried about it because there's not a specific person. That's really the hang up for a lot of us, is that specific, unique, one person, not second, third, fourth person can actually help open that door for me. It's just them. So it does put us into a mindset that right off the bat is limiting. So certainly kind of a part. But here's 6 physical things you can do, 6 sun energy things you can do that will help you attract love or a specific person, but kind of all works together, really. So let's take it from the love angle, because in the big picture, that's like the healthier direction to come at it from. If your specific person is your love interest, then we're covering it perfectly, and you can, fill in their face whenever necessary. But one thing that's going to help tremendously is create a vision board of your soulmate. I've talked about it a lot. Vision boards are powerful in my mind because they get you a visual image. They get something in front of you. They make you see it on a regular basis. You put it on your mirror in your bathroom. You put it, maybe you've got a small one in your car. You got a picture of it in your car, whatever. You put it in places where it reminds you frequently. Where every time you look at it, it makes you think of them. It makes you smile. It gives you a happy thought. There's power in that. It helps you imagine your way to what you're trying to accomplish. It helps you open those doors within your own mind, of course, but not just that, but it puts that energy out there, which other people's higher selves are going to do their best to fill in the blanks and help you out. And so it kind of puts that out there, higher self to higher self. We don't necessarily know what's going on, but we've got our vision board. We're focusing on it. Things are happening in the background. Put pictures of things that mean love to you. What is love to you? Is it vacations? Is it certain trips? Is it romantic? Is it maybe the canals in Venice, right? Like, what is the thing that represents love to you? Let's get some pictures of that. Maybe places you want to go, marriage, your wedding dress, but try to have the image of love be a part of it. Not just that day, right? But the image of love. What is love long term? What does that even mean to you? Let's get some images of that. What are things that represent long-term love? A good one could be, I see the image in my mind right now, a picture of a ring, and then just on the inside band engraved, I love you. Just an image of that. How cool is that, right? For a great image of love is just seeing that wedding band or that engagement band or whatever, and then I love you inscribed. A great kind of reminder of what love is, eternal, the circle, forever, the diamond for the marriage, right? That's actually kind of powerful in its own right. It's not just the day that actually represents the long-term thing. So again, vision board, pictures, images, things that'll help you along those lines. Try to create a vision of what your person is. I've talked about this before, and as far as building your own individual, building your own love, one of the things that you can do is you can create a vision of them. What are the things that they possess that are going to matter to you? What are things that matter in a relationship to you? What are things that are important to you, right? Are they sensitive? Are they not sensitive? Do they have a sense of humor? Are they too, always trying to be funny, of which I've had people not like about me? Whatever. It's okay, though, right? This is who we are. That's part of the problem. That's where self-love comes into, by the way, and that should be part of this process, but it's really appreciating who you are as a person. And if something that's you and something that most people like is a huge part of you, and maybe this person you like doesn't like that core part of you, and you're trying to figure out how to change that, no. Backwards, self-love, always remember that. But that being said, we're trying to create an image of what they are to us, right? Are they funny? Are they smart? Are they giving? Are they kind? Are they compassionate? Do they have space for us in their lives? Meaning, are they available, or are they currently wrapped up in another relationship, right? So we obviously would want them to be available. That's part of the vision of this perfect person. For me, it was always long hair, like darker hair color. So that was kind of something I always threw in there because I like it. Doesn't matter, right? I've dated blondes, dated brunettes, everything in between, but I like darker hair. I can't help it. It's just me, right? So I put that in my little thing, and it helps. It helps for me kind of create that image. And that image is kind of what you start attracting. It's what catches your eye. It's it's just, again, it's telling the universe, hey, this is what I'd like. Here's my order, right? I'm putting in an order for, this is going to sound so bad, but it kind of is true. I want a double burger. I definitely want cheese on it, but I don't want American. I want Swiss. I want Swiss cheese. It's much more delicious. I'm not a big tomato fan, but go ahead and throw some lettuce on there. A little bit of grilled onions, sounds delicious. Maybe some of that freaky special sauce, even though it's Thousand Island, but you call it special. It scares me when you do that, right? Boom, there's my burger, right? I want that. That's how I want it. That's what I'm ordering. Universe, thank you so much. And by doing that, you get your burger the way you ordered it. Now, maybe the lettuce is, under the patties when you thought it would be on top, right? Maybe the Swiss is melted in two places. You're like, oh, I didn't even think it would come like that. I wasn't even imagining Swiss in two places. It's actually in between the meat patties, and on top of that, it's on top of the meat patties. Oh my God, like that's heaven in Swiss form. So sometimes universe will come to you and give you a little bit of a surprise when you've painted what you want and you get what you want, but it's a little variant. So maybe certain things are a little different and you're like, all right, okay, whatever. And other things are like way better than you imagined. So have that idea of what really matters to you in a relationship. Not necessarily what is so-and-so. What matters to you in a relationship? So-and-so and you maybe aren't together right now, so them being grumpy and not forgiving, so I want someone that's forgiving, I want someone that's loving, I want someone that can see that we're all human and we're all trying to make our way on this planet and we're going to make mistakes and fumble and foible sometimes, but when we do, I'd like to know that somebody still got my back, is still giving me the benefit of the doubt and allowing me to grow and learn and apologize, certainly, for wrongs that I've done. So, part of that vision. Live like you're in love. Probably one of the most powerful things that we can do energetically, karmically, everything under the sun. Again, focus-based universe, but on top of that, what we send out is what comes back. That is how it plays out. That's that us pushed out thing. It's the ripple effect. It's called a lot of things, but energetically speaking, we are constantly being ripples into our own pond. Where that, when you drop the little rock, bloom, right, and the little ripple goes out in perfect eccentric circles, it's really awesome, right? That's what we are energetically. That's what we are when we're pushing out to the universe, when we're thinking about things. So when we are looking to get more love into our life, then walking around and being loving, appreciating people for who they are, appreciating the fact that there's other humans on this path with us. That homeless person, giving them a couple bucks today because you know what? You realize, oh my God, it's cold outside and all this is horrible. I can't believe they're homeless, right? Go out of your way, especially the ones that you know are legit, not the ones that seem to always be out there holding signs that probably make more money than I do, right? Not necessarily them, though, it sucks. I hope they have a place to stay when they're making that kind of money. It's like, man, you should be at least renting a place and then you can get your cardboard sign and go out to the freeway entrance. Fine. But, again, anyway, so those kinds of things. Do that thing that's love. Do that thing that's compassion. Do that thing that matters. You see that, I don't know, that lost dog, but you know who it belongs to. Well, be involved with it. Help it. Get it home. Make a difference, right? There was a sweet man out here one time. He's passed away, unfortunately, now. It's been about 10 years. But he was lost. He was dementia, and he was out walking around, and I knew him, and I knew his wife, and there was actually a point when he recognized me. And I saw him, and he went to the mailbox, which is just past, right? And then he lives, I don't know, I'm in condos, so he lives, I don't know, about 5 more garages up or whatever, right? So he's kind of walking, but he ends up in front of my place, and he's still got 5 garages to go. He's lost. And I'm like, hey, you having a hard time finding home? And he's like, yeah, I kind of forgot. And I'm like, hey, no worries. Let's start going up this way, and I bet you we find it. I bet you we get there, right? So I went walking with the guy, and it's that kind of stuff in life. When you have an opportunity to be love, to spread love, to share love, do it. Do it full force. Do it with all you've got. First off, life's short, and you never know when your card or their card is getting called, right? So enjoy every day like it's your last. But on top of that, being that energy creates more of that energy. That's the ripple you're putting out. It's the ripple that's going to reflect off stuff and come back at you. So you get more of that kind of love back at you. So it's huge when you're living like you're in love. The things that just being love, loving people, being happy about life, radiating. It's like, God, it's a gorgeous day, right? You may want to be with so-and-so, but waking up and going, what a beautiful day is living in love. And that energy, super attractive. That's bringing more of that energy back. Now, this is similar, but spread love everywhere you go. To me, that's living in love, but also on top of that, being love. Just, again, the whole thing. So that whole concept of really living in love, being love, expressing love as much as you can. And I know some of you are like, oh, really, Dan? Like, what is wrong with you? Do you wake up with fairy dust in your face? Like, you get fairy dust in your eyes? How do you get it out? Is that tough? And you just rinse it with fairy saline solution. It comes right out. It's very easy. But that being said, yeah, I am pretty much. I mean, it's like I walk around, I try to enjoy myself, I try to be cool to other people, and it actually feels good to do that. And then good stuff happens, probably because of it, but either way, good stuff is happening, and I seem to keep doing good stuff too. I don't know if there is a correlation or not. Of course, I believe there is, but it seems to matter. And when I'm a grumpy, horrible person and all I start focusing on is anger, blah, 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 and bad things, then I tend to see more of that around me in my life. Just how it plays out. So spread love. Spread it on thick like it's creamy peanut butter. That's all I'm saying. All right, unless you got a peanut allergy. Then stay away from it. Very bad. Don't spread it on thick. You're going to have to get like some sort of different kind of love. Sort of anti-peanut love. You don't want any of that, like the peanuts in your love. That's all I'm saying. Chunky love, not good. That's all I'm saying. Get rid of potential physical blocks. This is a big one. A lot of us do these kinds of things, and this actually applies to just grieving in general too sometimes. But with that being said, that's not quite what I'm going after here, but potential physical blocks, things that could be there. You might have stuff from past relationship still in your house. Maybe it's photos. Now, if it's in a box and buried up in your closet, that's one thing. If it's still out, that's another. If there's still that photo of Hawaii, and it's maybe a beautiful sunset, but he was standing next to you when you were taking the picture, and that's still out because it's a beautiful picture. Yes, but it's his energy and your energy. And if that's a past relationship and you're looking at moving forward, then you need to kind of remove that energy, make room for new memories, make room for new photos. Take a new photo of a sunset. Maybe even make that your goal. Like, you know what? We're gonna go out, honey. We're gonna have dinner, and we're gonna see the sunset. And I want to get a cool picture of the sunset. It's just a special thing to me. I love looking at them. Sunsets always make me happy. And I'm gonna put that picture in my living room or in my family room or whatever, or my bedroom, whatever. And I'm gonna have that picture there, and it's gonna remind me. So again, do we have memorabilia from past loves floating about? Are we putting things in our energy that don't welcome a new person? Again, I've talked about having clothes in the closet for someone else, maybe making room if you're hoping they're going to move in with you, then you clean out a drawer, maybe clean out a section of the closet, right? You do something to kind of make it open, to kind of, one, get rid of physical blocks. So a physical block could be you've got so many clothes, there's no way you could ever possibly share your life with anybody, or maybe you just don't have enough closet space in general. If you're a guy and you're living alone and you're like, yeah, I want her to move in. And she's like, what kind of closets you got? And he's like, well, I got this itty bitty little one that's about 3 feet wide. And she's like, that's it? Like, am I allowed to have a room that I can just put my stuff in? So again, sometimes that's not going to work. So make room, get rid of physical roadblocks. If you live in a crappy city that's not safe, especially not safe for children, and you want to have a family, you got to start thinking, how am I going to get out of this particular place? How am I going to give my kids the best chance possible? Start thinking from that perspective and start trying to see what changes you can make in your life to get rid of things that are reminders of the past that are, especially if we've got some sort of weird, not weird, but weird in the sense that we got hurt one time, right? Like you got injured in the past by somebody, like I was just loving and then they crushed me, like, right, that sucks. And is there something around the house that's reminding you of that? Like, again, that picture of that sunset, or is there a picture of a car that you both liked or went and saw, or some movie stub that's sitting out from your guys' first date? Like, is there something funky floating around? Again, put it in a box if you want to put it up in your closet. I'm not saying you got to throw it away. I'm saying when you have it out and about and out, that's to assign to the universe in a sense like, hey, I got stuff out there. There's a guy that's reasonably unpopular with many and super popular with some. There's a guy, whatever the case is, his name's Jordan Peterson, talks about keeping your room clean. And it's just a good analogy, and it's a great concept, and he's right. I mean, if we get the clutter out of our lives as much as we can, you'll actually find that your outer life starts to reflect your inner life. As they say, as within, so without. If you've got a clutter house, clean it up a little bit, and you'll start to notice things don't seem so cluttered in your life as well. So there's a lot of ways that blockages can manifest themselves. Try really hard to get them cleaned up. That's one of the best things you can do to attract love, and something you can physically do. Again, these are all sun energy things I can do, versus imagine being with each other and you're like holding them and you've got this feeling, right? Like that's a very like metaphysical, very detached kind of thing, and it works, but it's less of a doing to us, for a lot of us. Some of you, it's true, it is doing. I'm imagining, I'm creating. It's a very powerful process. But we're giving some other options here. Just saying. Find an object to connect to your intentions. This is a fun one. This kind of goes back almost similar to that sunset picture, right? Let's find something, maybe a snow globe, maybe something that reminds you you're walking through a store and you happen to see a little knickknack that is the shape of their building, their type of car, their something, right? Whatever the case is. Maybe it's someone with long hair and it's just like, it kind of almost looks like them and it's a trophy. I don't know, right? Just throwing something crazy out there. Because trophy people, you got to figure those people that are, like little tiny people are like posing. And I don't know where, I've never seen these little people, right? But they apparently are out there because I've seen trophies and they've got them on there, varying sizes too. It's very interesting. And just, anyway, one of these days I'm hoping to see one of these little, super little people. That being said, as I digress, side salad, as Agnes would call it, we're going to find an object to connect to our attention. So something that we can put that energy into. And when we see it, it reminds us, much like the vision board. Again, a lot of these things are meant to get your mind flowing, to keep you thinking about, to keep the idea open in your mind, to keep that love connection. Like a lot of us will wake up like, they'll pop into my head and I'm like, I love you. Like just the thought of them popping into my head is something that's very enjoyable for me. And it's like, just a moment to connect with you, like energetically, because I know thought transmissions and all that, right? I know you're going to feel this, and you just get a glowing, warm, maybe a tear sometimes when you really connect. So you always kind of want to try to get one of those things into your world that will help you remember that we're attracting love, that love's coming to us. That's really what you want to remember. I am attracting love. Love is coming to me. I am sending love out and love is coming back. These affirmations are powerful. And when we use them, when we believe them, when we live them, you will start to really experience changes in your life that are, for lack of a better way, because I don't like saying good and bad, right? You guys know that about me, but they're good. They're good. They're in the right direction. You're talking about wanting to have better life, better experiences, and more love and more of this and that. Yeah, then you're going to be heading in that direction. So from that standpoint, it's a good idea to do this. So these things will help you get to that place. Hopefully this makes a difference. It's Dan RadioStyle. If you guys appreciate it, go ahead and comment. I always love that. Thumbs up, share the videos. All those things amazingly help my YouTube. YouTube at least seems to like those analytics. So, if you can help out, that's great. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. You can click the little picture of my face, do the little bell icon. You'll be notified whenever I put videos out. And looking forward to doing more great videos with you guys soon. Thank you so much. It's Dan RadioStyle.